Welcome once again. This time we're going to do a video searching a bag of old nickels set aside over the years. See what we have in here. A little bit of everything. Go through several rolls of nickels constantly and just kind of sort stuff and throw it off to the side. Then I go back through it eventually and find out what the heck's going on. First one I find is an impaired proof 1971 S nickel from a proof set. It was found in a roll. Someone just broke open the proof set, put it in, and I liberated it. Let's see what else we have here. Here's a real nice 1982 Denver. 82, of course, one of the 2 years, 82 and 83, when they didn't make mint sets for the general public. You'd had to go to the mint itself and buy a souvenir set to get the uncirculated coins those years. A little tougher to find, but that's a nice shape one, 82 Denver. Next up is a 1939, and there are so many 1939 coins out there. They're very common, but I still put them away because they're multiple years old. What's that, 39 to 09 would have been 70, so you're looking at about 81 years old. Eventually, someday, they may have some value. Next up here is 1941, and it's the Philadelphia, another heavily circulated, heavily made coin. Take a look here. This is a 2010 Philadelphia. It's a tougher coin to find. I recommend that if you have a 2010 Philadelphia or Denver, put them aside. The Denver is actually a lower mintage coin, but living out west here, the Philadelphias have been hard to find. We're out in the Arizona area. I've been in Texas, all over. Here's another one set to the side. So that'll be one of the coins that we'll run into a lot here as I try to put rolls together. This is a 1983 Philadelphia, and it's got a really heavy mintage, but again, they weren't saved in mint sets. So if you find one in decent condition, definitely worth saving. Through here, randomly select 1948 Philadelphia mint. Again, not a super scarce coin, 1948 Philadelphia. 1979D, so it's almost in circulated condition. The 70s coins are starting to get harder and harder to find. Anything with the old Jefferson design starting to disappear. And if you're like me, when you were collecting back in the 70s and 80s, you thought, man, if I was just around when the Buffalo nickels were, when that series had ended, I would have just saved all of them and I'd be rich right now. Well, we're in that same situation where the Jefferson nickel design has ended. You've got the new designs, but this series has ended and you can save as many as you want. So I save anything that's in really good condition like that. Certainly not gem uncirculated, but a nice coin to hold on to. Another 1941 Philadelphia, very common. 1955 Denver. So this one's got some cred on it, but it's the Denver 1955. It's a very common coin. The Philadelphia mint 1955 is very difficult to find. This one here is looks like it's another 83 Philadelphia nickel. So again, all 82s and 83 Philadelphias, I save every one of them. Even if they're beat up pretty bad, I'll save them just so I have them. Here's a 2008 Philadelphia. As we approach the 2009 economic problems in late 08, again, lower mintage coins, less demand in the economy at that point. In 09 with these super low mintages as everyone was dumping coins in from their piggy banks and everything into Coinstar. Here's another 2010 Philadelphia. 3 coins on our way to a full roll. This one is a 1998 Philadelphia. So 98 Philadelphia I find is very difficult coin to find in good condition. They're mostly damaged. This one's got a little bit of a gouge in it. But 98 Philadelphia, I would recommend setting that one aside if you find them. This one is ugly. It's either 1953 or 1955. It's got the D mint mark. You can see it's all chewed up on the edges there. Has no value as a collector item. Only if that was some sort of a mint issue where the die broke and all that, but you can tell that's damaged. So that actually will get put over here on a little stool here. This will go into circulation. I'll put that back into circulation for someone to find. Many times I'll just go through the boxes, set everything off to the side, and then eventually go back through like this. And if I find stuff that I don't want to keep, I'll put it back into circulation. Here's a 1939 And I don't know if you can see right up here in the top, the gouges in the coin itself. That will never have a value. It's way over minted. I mean, just hundreds of millions of coins and damage on it. So that one I'll put back into circulation for someone to find so they can enjoy coin collecting. This one is a 1997 Philadelphia, another one of the late 90s. This one, you can see the condition it's in. On the back here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it looks like there's a rub or something along the top of the building. It could be damage from circulation. It could have been some sort of a grease spot or something on the die itself when it was struck. Without some magnification, it'll be hard to tell, but that's one I'll set aside until I know for sure what it is. It might just be damage. Here's another 2010 P. We're now a tenth of the way through the roll. 1942 in Denver. So this is a 42D. It's the non-silver 1942 issue. And it's one that is a lower mintage, and I recommend all of the 42Ds you can find that you would set them aside, even if it's a little cruddy like this one. The 42D is a better date coin. Pick a few different ones here, see what we got. We have a 1982 Denver, another better condition one. The Philadelphia mint from 82 is a much more valuable coin, but I saved pretty much anything from 82 and 83. Here's 1946 Denver. Not very good condition. It's got some dings on the edges, but it's a little scarcer than the 46 regular. 46P, there's another 46 Denver, really cruddy coin, but I'll hold on to it. The same way if I was to find a 1897 nickel, I wouldn't throw it away. It may not have any value if it's really worn. Here's a treasure. It's the 2009 Denver. So 2009, very difficult coins to find. If you go through an entire box of 50 rolls, $100 face value, you might find one or two or three of these. I'd put several rolls together at one point and then sold them all off at $10 a roll. I wish I had them all back now. But that's 2009 Denver. Hold on to those. There's 98 Denver. So as I would collect better condition coins to eventually put sets together. So I've got the Philadelphia, now I got the Denver. We'll dig down deep in here, see what we have. Here's a really cruddy looking 1953. That's just ugly. Might have been glued into a book or been stepped on or chewed on by an animal. That'll go into the circulation pile. 1954. And I wish my eyes were better, but that is a San Francisco 1954 S. It was the last S on the reverse mint mark coin in the Jefferson Nickels set. They did make the 1968, 1969, and 1970 S coins that were released for circulation. Those had the obverse mint mark. So the 54S also has a variety where the S is over a D on the mint mark. That has a premium value. I found two of those in my entire life, buying rolls, finding them in circulation, buying collections. Just two out of my entire life have I found those. I actually bought one time so I could actually have one to compare it to as I searched for these. So one of my favorite coins is the 54S nickel, just because there's a treasure hunt. There's a 58 Denver, very, very common coin, 1958. Several decades old, very overproduced, very easy to find. Sometimes you find more 58s than you find current coins. 49 Denver also has a variety with the mint mark sideways underneath the regular mint mark. This one's real cruddy. We'll hold on to it anyway because it's a coin from the 40s. Reach in here, get a little bit more. It's just an introduction to Jefferson Nickels. There's some great coins. There's a 82 Philadelphia. So this one is a little bit worn, some discoloration on it, but it's 82 Philadelphia. So definitely need to have that for your set. It's a little more expensive coin. We'll set that aside. Sometimes you find them in just pristine condition. They're spectacular. Here's 1940. Very common coin, but nice to have. You have to have them to fill the set, so it's good to have them in good condition. 2000, way, way over minted as we entered the new millennium. But what you'll find is not many were saved. Lots of them circulated. So if you find a good condition one, hold on to it. Plenty of mint sets out there if you need them to find uncirculated coins. You can probably find plenty of rolls on eBay. Here's a Denver mint coin from 1947, well circulated. After the war years, the economy started to take off. People started buying homes. Things were happening, so a lot of the coins got circulated really well. 1940 again. 1983 Denver. 1940 again. This is a 1991 Philadelphia. All the 90s coins, you'd be surprised what their value is going to be someday in the better conditions. I recommend collecting as many as you can. Here's a 1978D, similar to the 79D, higher grade coin. 78D in the middle of the Carter administration, inflation was way up. Mintages are down on some of the coins, some very collectible coins. Same with 92. Again, this was getting ready for the savings and loan debacle. Every time you see the economy tank, coin production typically falls. And therefore, if you do some history and study the economy of the United States, you can find some time periods that you might want to put some coins away when the economy went into the toilet. This year, as an example, they're actually still making the coins for 2020. I'm wondering if 2021 will be the best year for collecting in a long time. Here's an 82 Denver, really good condition. 86 Philadelphia, really common. 1939 again. Here's a 93 Philadelphia. Again, I recommend all 1990s. Any coin from there. Here's a 2010P. As we try to put those rolls together, 46 again. Here's 1960 Denver. Now this one is interesting. This is a bar nickel. And why do they call it a bar nickel? It's right above the zero. In 1960, there's a bar. It was a die break. And so there's a variety without it, and there's a variety with it. Not much of a premium, but it's a neat coin to have. I remember collecting these and chasing these back when I was in my teens. And I first started collecting them. This is a hot coin to get. So 1960 bar nickel. We're going to wrap this one up just as an introduction to collecting coins. I recommend save your pocket change, pull it out. You never know what's going to be in there. I'll put an accumulation together. Be happy to go through with you. Here's a treasure right here before we sign off. It's a 1971 Philadelphia nickel. They're very hard to find. About 100 million mintage, 106 million, something like that. Most of them are in really bad shape. You can get them in mint sets that aren't too expensive, real nice condition. But if you find one like this in circulation, that's a treasure. Hold on to it. They're really difficult to put together. A roll of 1971 in good condition. So this is my bag that we'll continue to go through in other videos and other live performances. I'll actually get a box of nickels hopefully this weekend. And then first part of next week, we'll bust open some rolls and go through them and find out what exactly is in those rolls. And we'll talk about them, what I set aside. I have a certain method of doing it. You'll have a certain method of doing it. Other people have a method of doing it. Ask that you subscribe to the channel. As we do more coin events, we'll get you a notification that we're doing it. We do the other collectibles as well. I'm going to do some live auctions coming up as well here on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe for that. A chance to buy collections, accumulations. What I like about pulling coins out of circulation is I don't have any premium on these. So if I put 100 different dates together and sell it for 10 bucks, you have a great start to a collection. I make a few bucks on it, figure out the shipping part. Everybody's happy at that point. But I do recommend collecting. Worst case scenario, if you pull them out of circulation, you run into a need for some coins, put it back in. These 3 nickels that we pulled out earlier, those are going to end up at a grocery store in the coin slot when I make a purchase later today. And then some lucky person at some point will find them. They're not super valuable coins, but it may spark an interest in coin collecting. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time here on YouTube.